The school auditorium had not felt this tense in years. Rows of students sat shoulder to shoulder, the usual chatter replaced by low murmurs and sideways glances. Teachers lined the walls, some holding clipboards, others folding their arms as if bracing for impact. At the center of it all stood Drive. Maya Thompson, the new school director, waiting patiently at the podium. It was her first official assembly. Dr. Maya adjusted the microphone slightly and scanned the room, not nervously, but thoughtfully. She had spent weeks learning the school's culture from a distance. The unspoken rules, the power players, the students who were protected, the students who were ignored. She knew walking into this role as a black woman meant every word, every pause, every reaction would be judged twice as harshly. She began calmly. "This school has potential," she said, her voice steady. "But potential only means something when it's paired with respect, discipline, and accountability." A few students nodded. Others rolled their eyes. From the third row, Logan Reed leaned back in his seat, arms crossed, a lazy grin on his face. Everyone knew Logan. Star athlete, rich parents, untouchable. He had humiliated substitute teachers, bullied quieter students, and turned discipline into a joke. No one ever held him accountable, until now. As Dr. Maya continued, Logan whispered loudly to the boy next to him. Laughter rippled. She paused briefly, letting the sound die on its own, then continued speaking. That's when Logan stood up. "So this is it," he said, his voice echoing across the auditorium. "This is who they bring in to fix the school." A sharp intake of breath swept through the crowd. Dr. Maya looked directly at him, her expression neutral. Logan smirked and added, louder now, "Looks like another diversity hire to me." Guess qualifications come second these days. Silence slammed into the room. Teachers froze. One counselor closed her eyes. Several students stared at the floor, ashamed, while others watched eagerly, sensing drama. No one interrupted him. No one defended her. Logan waited for a reaction. Anger, embarrassment, raised voice. That's what he wanted. Dr. Maya felt the weight of the moment settle on her shoulders. She knew this wasn't just about her authority. It was about what the entire school would learn from her response. One wrong move, and she'd be labeled too emotional, too soft, too weak. She placed both hands calmly on the podium. For a long moment, she said nothing. The silence grew uncomfortable. Logan shifted slightly, confused. This wasn't going the way he expected. Then Drive. Maya looked up, her eyes steady, her voice controlled. "Thank you for sharing your opinion, Logan," she said evenly. The room stiffened. She straightened her posture, unshaken, unbroken. "And thank you," she added, "for proving exactly why this conversation is necessary." Every eye in the auditorium locked onto her. Whatever was coming next, everyone could feel it. This was no longer just an assembly. A strange stillness hung in the auditorium after Dr. Maya's last sentence. The kind of silence that presses against your ears. Logan remained standing, his confident smirk slowly fading as whispers rippled through the rows of students. He expected shouting, maybe punishment, definitely attention. What he didn't expect was calm. Dr. Maya took a measured breath and stepped slightly away from the podium. "Since we're already having an honest conversation," she said, her tone almost warm, "let's make it useful." Logan scoffed. "What? You gonna lecture me?" She smiled. Not sarcastically, not angrily, but with the quiet assurance of someone who knew something others didn't. "No," she replied, "I'm going to teach." She gestured to the technician's desk at the side of the stage. The lights dimmed just a fraction, enough to draw attention to the large screen behind her. A few students leaned forward, curiosity replacing boredom. Teachers exchanged confused glances. No one had been told about any presentation. Logan's shoulders tightened. The screen flickered to life. At first, it was just a hallway, familiar lockers, familiar paint peeling at the edges. Then a voice echoed through the speakers. "Move, loser." Logan's voice. A murmur swept through the auditorium as the video zoomed in. There he was, shoving a smaller freshman into a locker, laughing while his friends filmed. The date and time appeared in the corner of the screen. Last semester. The clip ended. Another began. Logan mocking a teacher during class. A cafeteria confrontation. A threatening whisper caught on audio. Each video short, each one undeniable. Logan's face drained of color. "That's fake," he muttered, but his voice lacked conviction. "Doctor." Maya remained composed, her hands folded in front of her. "These are not rumors," she said calmly. "They're documented incidents. Student reports, teacher statements, security footage, some ignored, some buried." The words stung more than the videos themselves. The auditorium was completely silent now. Even Logan's friends avoided eye contact, shrinking into their seats. "I didn't come here to react, drive," Maya continued. "I came here to understand. For the past month, I've listened. I've reviewed records. I've watched patterns repeat themselves." She looked directly at Logan. Not with anger, but with clarity. "You weren't bold because you were strong," she said. "You were bold because you were protected." A few students nodded slowly. One teacher wiped at her eyes. Logan swallowed hard. For the first time, he realized this woman wasn't guessing. She wasn't bluffing. She was prepared. "Doctor." Maya turned back to the audience. "Bullying survives in silence," she said. "It grows when people believe power comes from fear." She paused, letting the message sink in. Then she added softly, "Today, that belief ends." The screen went dark. The lights returned to full brightness. Logan was still standing, but now, he looked smaller. Exposed, uncertain, and everyone in the room understood one thing clearly. Doctor. Maya hadn't lost control of the room. She had just taken it. The auditorium lights fully brightened, but no one spoke. The air felt heavier now, charged with realization. Logan still stood in the aisle, his hands clenched at his sides, eyes darting as if searching for someone, anyone, to rescue him. No one did. "Doctor." Maya stepped back to the podium, not in triumph, but with purpose. "This is the moment most people expect punishment," she said evenly. "Suspension. Expulsion. A public takedown." Logan swallowed hard. "But that's not leadership," she continued. "That's reaction." She paused, letting her words settle. "Leadership is correction that changes behavior." A flicker of confusion crossed Logan's face. He had already braced himself for the worst. What came next unsettled him far more. "Logan Reed, drive," Maya said clearly, her voice carrying to every corner of the room, effective immediately. "You are removed from all student leadership positions." A sharp gasp rippled through the students. Logan's shoulders stiffened. "You are suspended from all school sports," she continued. "Including this season." That one landed hard. Logan's jaw tightened, his identity cracking. "And," she added, "you will be enrolled in a mandatory behavioral reform program. Weekly counseling. Community service within this school. Direct accountability." She leaned slightly forward. "This is not optional." Logan opened his mouth, then closed it. For the first time, there was nothing he could say. "Doctor." Maya wasn't finished. "One more. Documented incident," she said calmly, "and you will not be representing this school again. In any way." Silence followed. Thick, final. "Then drive." Maya turned to the students. "This school belongs to all of you," she said. "Not to fear, not to favoritism, not to whoever is loudest." Her gaze moved across the room, lingering on the quiet students, the ones who had learned to disappear. "If you have been hurt, ignored, or silenced," she said, "that ends today." A tremor ran through the crowd. Some students straightened in their seats. Others felt tears sting their eyes. "Doctor." Maya turned back to Logan one last time. "You're not my enemy," she said firmly. "But your behavior is unacceptable. And from this day forward, it will no longer be protected." She gestured toward the nearest seat. "You may sit down." Logan lowered himself slowly, the arrogance gone, replaced by something unfamiliar, consequence. For a heartbeat, the auditorium was completely still. Then someone clapped. One student, then another, then the teachers. The applause grew, not loud at first, but steady. "Real." "Doctor." Maya nodded once, acknowledging it, then stepped away from the podium. As she walked off the stage, she wasn't smiling. She didn't need to. She had done more than silence a bully. She had rewritten the rules. And everyone in that school knew it. Power had just changed hands.